It was a manic Monday in the financial markets. The Dow tumbled more than 5.
I was in undergrad during the crisis of '08.
Tumbled over the weekend.
The market is not functioning properly. There has been a widespread loss of confidence.
The House rejected the $700 billion.
Everybody I knew was impacted.
Through Wall Street, the Dow plunged to a record low yesterday, reaching.
Even in my own family, lost a lot of their life savings in the stock market collapse.
And that is the largest single-day point loss ever.
It was really devastating. A student of economics, I really wanted to understand what was going on in the economy in real time.
You don't need to hear another list of statistics to know that our economy is in crisis because you live it every day.
This system has a lot of challenges. My generation will be inheriting a lot of those challenges. And there are a lot of things that I felt like didn't represent my values as an American. What was going on in the economy, it honestly frightened me. As a young person that's about to enter the workforce, to see the economy just completely falling apart. I dedicated my career to working in economic policy to fight for something better. I felt very motivated to really understand what's happening. Can we do better? How do we prevent this in the future? And today we really operate in a monopoly of money. The government, the central bank has a monopoly on money. In a free society, people should be able to use whatever they want to exchange their goods and services and engage in economic activity. There is a huge need for this technology. Don't let anybody tell you we don't need this, because we have. If you look around the world, there's many people who are not being serviced by the banking system or the financial system. Through my years at the Digital Chamber, I've had the opportunity to meet people all around the world whose lives were saved because of this technology. Today, I advocate for the women of Afghanistan who have been targeted by the Taliban for helping women become financially independent, who had saved all their money in Bitcoin. So when they fled, they're able to bring their life savings with them. There's a number of refugees from Sudan who are using Bitcoin to pay for their bus tickets and their flights to get to safety, to get their families into better areas. When you're fleeing a situation like that, you can't just go to the bank and empty your bank account and take your money with you. And even just here in the United States, there's a number of people here whose this technology has changed their lives. There's a lot of domestic abuse shelters that are using cryptocurrencies today. One of the number one issues for young Americans is the economy. Inflation has had devastating impacts on particularly the younger generations. So having an alternative monetary system is absolutely critical. And most people don't realize they need it until it's too late. So for me, it's really important that we preserve these options for all people in case they need it.
This is no different than the internet, than electricity, than mobile phones.
We faced a lot of challenges as a community, as an industry. There's been a lot of attempts to ban the technology, to push the industry out of the United States. We've had an extremely aggressive enforcement posture from the regulators. There's been a lot of political agendas to try to ban the technology overall. And we've been through some really nasty fights over the past couple of years. Blockchain technology is a disruptive technology. It is going to change the way the financial system works. It's going to change, it can have implications for the monetary system too. And there are going to be battles along the way. And we knew that. And that's why we started the chamber, so we can be a resource and help guide the industry and advocate for the industry during those battles. Part of our role at the Digital Chamber is to educate our public policymakers, and we've spent a lot of time working with members of Congress in both chambers and on both sides of the aisle. We organized the very first fly-in for Bitcoin in 2014, and we've been hosting fly-ins for the cryptocurrency space ever since. We have brought hundreds of CEOs, of industry participants, thought leaders, developers, to come to Washington to meet with their elected officials and to help push sound policy through U.S. Congress.
But it has a lot more to do with a larger political agenda.
There have been a lot of efforts to restrict people's access to this technology, and I think this really gets down to our fundamental rights as Americans. I don't think there's anything better we could spend our time doing than preserving these rights for the next generation.
I believe this is the most important technology we will see in our lifetimes.
Just earlier this year, the Department of Energy attempted to put regulatory requirements on Bitcoin mining companies that we deemed to be inappropriate and illegal. So we did sue. We settled with the Department of Energy, and we've been able to hold off those specific requirements on Bitcoin miners to this day. There are times when you have to fight, and sometimes you have to push the limits. And that's our role as advocates, to defend this technology. And if it comes to that, we will, and we've been very successful using the legal tools available to us to protect not only the industry, but the rights of all Americans to have access to this technology.
I must express my deepest gratitude to the Digital Chamber for their unwavering support and collaboration on critical legislative efforts, including our bills, the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act and the Securities Clarity Act, among others.
This year, for the first time in our country's history, the House approved a regulatory structure for crypto, and we've proven that there's a strong bipartisan coalition supporting U.S. leadership in digital assets. And it's a big deal, and it couldn't have happened without your hard work.
As a co-chair of the Blockchain Caucus, it's been amazing to work with Perianne and so many of you over the years. And
when I do some investing in companies, I often look for a combination of a clear vision and great leadership. And I think the Chamber is a perfect exemplar of that.
Hi, Perianne. Want to wish you congratulations on 10 years with the Chamber. And we wish you many, many, many more.
I want to really thank you for your vision, your leadership, your perseverance, and for not giving up on connecting our industry to the regulators across the globe.
I think about your early challenges. We were there together, and to see you overcome them has just been a joy, and it's been an honor for me to witness. Try not to get too emotional here.
To the Digital Chamber on this remarkable milestone, congratulations. Here's to many more years of success and groundbreaking achievements.
Thank you so much for your partnership on these issues, and more for your dedication to keeping up the fight for an innovative and inclusive financial future for everyone.
Wish you all the success and innovation in the next 10 years as well.
Warm and sincere congratulations for the first 10 years, and I'm looking forward to staying in touch and working closely with you.
Thank you so much again for your friendship, for your leadership.
Thank you, and happy anniversary.
Congrats.
Thank you for the last 10 years. So here's to the next 10. Thank you, Perianne.